Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Christy's Beautiful Life. 30 Days of Sketches, round 9, combined with Mouse Monday, otherwise known as It's All About the Mouse. Today's sketch is a single page, but I am taking it to a double page. So I am going to have that vertical element and the horizontal element. So this portion I actually filmed in time-lapse because it was very time consuming. I got this cut file from Designs by Miss Mandy. I'll put the URL down below for it. And she had this incredible setup where she had all of these cut files that created the actual ride with the little boats and the scenery and all of that kind of stuff. And so I just wanted one portion of it to make this long strip, and I'm spreading it across 2 pages. Now I'm using my Mickey head stencil from Scrapbooking Reflections, and I am using some Catherine Pooler ink in Cummerbun, and I really like this stencil, and it was very handy because I was at a retreat, and for some reason I only packed one piece of paper for this layout. I have no idea what I was thinking. I knew I wanted that It's a Small World cut file spread across 2 pages. So I don't know why I only put one piece of this blue paper in. But the stencil here has saved the day. So I am taking 2 pieces of white paper, which I had plenty of white and black paper with me, so this was not a problem. And I decided to go ahead and just use my blending brush and put some ink through it and create my own background. And I'm really, really happy with the way it came out. Probably came out better than if I had planned an actual solid or pattern piece of paper. So sometimes making do with what you have is actually the best route to go with. So I just kind of am lining up the Mickey heads as I move the stencil from right to left so that they match up. And I'm not worried too much about that center area where it's got a big white swatch because that cut file that I put together covers it up. And voila, there it is. So the cut file, I really love how it turned out. There aren't really any instructions on the website on how to do it, so you kind of have to look at her finished product and kind of just figure it out. And it came with several layers. Like it came all stacked up, at least for the silhouette, they all imported stacked up, and I had to like ungroup them and separate them out to create all of the layers and then try to figure out how to put them back together. So this die that I am using to create these Mickey heads, I borrowed from a friend of mine at the crop. I don't have any idea where they came from or who she got them from. Actually, that's not true. She borrowed them from a friend of hers, and I don't know where that friend got them from. So I don't know the friend as well, and she was not at the crop that we were at to go ahead and ask her. So basically, they are Mickey heads. Not too hard to duplicate with 3 circle punches or 2 circle punches, a large and 2 smaller ones. So this is the one piece of paper that I did bring, this blue, that looks like waves, and it does have a slight ombre to it, and it is from, I believe, Reminisce, and I really like the paper. I thought it worked perfectly for the blues that are in my photographs. And it's kind of funny that I turned this into a double page layout because I have 3 photographs. The 2 with 3 of them have my son and my sister's twin boys. And so I didn't really have any other photographs, so I could have really done a single page. But then I went through my photos and I had all of these pictures of the inside of the ride. So I decided to print those much smaller. They are approximately 2 by 3, and I use those as my page or for my second page, and then I actually added a couple to the first page as well. I'm just kind of playing with the placement of them, trying to figure out where I want everything before I glue anything down. So nothing is glued at this point, except for the cut file is glued together and the blue pieces are glued to the black. And I'm pretty happy with that arrangement right there. So then I'm going to go ahead and start gluing things down. Actually the cut file is actually glued down, so I take that back. I'm pretty sure the cut file is glued down. Nope, it's not. I did this quite a bit ago at this retreat, and so I don't always remember what I've done because I've done several layouts since then. So my apologies for that. I do know that I am inking up all of these with black soot distress ink because that is my go-to black to do inking with, and I really like that it kind of just makes them a little more bold. This actual piece of paper came from a pad of paper. You can see the back of the pad, or maybe that's the front of the pad, in the bottom left-hand corner there. I want to say it's from EK Success, but I could be wrong on that. And I actually borrowed that from a friend as well. Or I stole it from her. And I was able to get all of those Mickey heads out of one sheet. So it worked really well, and I really like that it has the text on it, and they're not just a plain black. So that made me pretty happy. I'm just going to use my liquid adhesive to adhere all of this down, just because there are so many small little pieces that are sticking up at the top. I wanted to make sure that I got them all taken care of. The other pieces that go with this particular cut file, they do have like the clock face with the clock that has the face on it, and she's got some other things too, and you can actually set up the whole thing like to make a paper ride looking thing, and it looks really cool. She's quite talented in creating these things. So, and the fact that you can get it for free from her is just really impressive. So go and check it out if you are interested in stuff like that. I am just using my 18-inch ruler to kind of make sure that I get things level. And it doesn't have any lines on it, but I was going by the numbers on it and how far away from the edge of the paper they were to make sure that I kind of got them the same distance up from the bottom of the white paper. I am using some foam tape on some of these. I do need foam tape behind the pieces that hang off of that cut file because the cut file does have dimension to it. There are foam squares in between, and if you want to see that come together a little slower, you can change your playback speed on YouTube. In the upper, I think it's the upper right hand corner, there's like 3 dots. You can change the playback speed to slow it down a bit and maybe see it a little slower. But it took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to actually put that entire cut file together. So that is why I did it in a time lapse, because it was just, it took me some time. And I didn't think you guys wanted to sit here for an hour watching it. So even sped up, it would have been quite, sped up like normal, like it would have been made this video quite long. So once I had everything down, I just took it over to my cutter pillar and I cut it right down the center. And the bottom Mickey head, the excess piece that I cut off, I am just adhering up at the top so it looks like it goes right off the page, and I like how that looks. And I thought that those Mickey heads really duplicated that vertical band that the sketch has for us today, and then the It's a Small World cut file kind of created the horizontal band across the middle. And then that big square in the background is represented by the black with the blue on top of it. So there's not a whole lot more to this layout. I am going to cut a couple more little tiny Mickey heads out of the leftover paper from the 6x6 pad. And it's going to go right next to this acrylic title that says Magical. And I believe that title is from Redefined Creative. It's been in my stash again for quite a while. So I'm happy to be using up more and more acrylic and getting those onto my pages and out of my stash. I did borrow this stamp set. It is from EK Success, and you can see it there in the bottom left hand corner. There were actually 2 stamp sets, one in the upper left and one in the bottom left. I used the one from the bottom left, and it says something about an adventure, so Magical something adventure. But it worked really well with the title. So pretty happy with the way that that turned out. I'm going to adhere these 2 little heads down and remind you to go and check out everyone else who's playing along with It's All About the Mouse and with 30 Days of Sketches. The links are all down below in my description box, so you can check those out and go and see what everyone else has been inspired by. So I'm just adding a little bit of Dylusions ink sprinkled throughout here, and I'm going to add a little bit over next to the title, and then I am using some Nuvo sparkle spray in Marine Mist to finish it off. And that pretty much does it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have questions or comments, leave them down below. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up for me if you don't mind. And if you're not subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel as well. I will see you guys again tomorrow with another video for 30 Days of Sketches. And don't forget to come back next month. The first Monday of the month is always Mouse Monday. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.